SQL, the structured query language, also known as SQL, which is used for managing and manipulating relational databases. SQL is an essential tool for anyone who works with data, from an analyst and data scientist to developer and an administrator. In this series of videos, I will introduce you to the basics of SQL and a step-by-step tutorial to learn SQL from start to finish. Whether you are new to SQL or just looking to brush up your skills, I will provide you with everything you need to get started with SQL. I'll be sharing series of video tutorials on SQL with real-world examples to help you learn how to use SQL effectively. Remember that it takes time to learn any new language, and the key to becoming proficient in SQL is to practice. So let's get started and learn the language that is essential for data-driven decision making and analysis. Welcome back, my name is Gurpreet, and if this is the very first time you are visiting my channel, then make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you stay up to date with all of my videos. So let's get started. So before we start with SQL, let's understand the basic terms that you will be hearing during the tutorials. So let's start by understanding what is data. Well, data refers to any raw or unorganized facts, figures, or statistics that are collected and stored in a structured or unstructured format. Data can take many different forms such as numbers, text, images, audio, video, and also it can be collected from various sources such as surveys, sensors, social media, different online websites, and various transactions which we do on day-to-day basis. So let's look at an example where we consider a retail store that sells clothing. The store collects data on its customers' purchases, such as the item purchased, the price of that item, and the date of purchase. This data can be collected in structured formats such as a spreadsheet or a database table. Here is an example of what the data might look like. So we have a column or a field named customer name, which shows all the names of the customer. And then we have the item purchased, which shows each customer bought which item. And then we have the price of each item and the date on which that item was purchased. So this data can be used to analyze the store's sales trend, such as which items are popular among customers, what time of the year has the highest sale, and what type of customer are most likely to make a purchase. By analyzing this data, the store can make informed decisions on how to improve its sales and marketing strategies. Let's move on and understand what is an information. Information refers to the processed and organized data that has been given meaning and context, and it can be used to answer questions, solve problems, and make decisions. In other words, information is data that has been transformed into a useful and actionable form. So let's take the example of the retail store mentioned earlier. If we analyze the data on customer purchases, we can extract some useful information that can help the store make better decisions. For example, if we find that most customers are buying t-shirts and jeans, we can use this information to order more of these items and make sure they are always in stock. Similarly, if we find that sales are highest during summer months, we can adjust our marketing strategy to target customer during this time. So now let's understand what is a database. Well, a database is an organized collection of data that is stored and managed on a computer system. It provides a way to store, retrieve, and manipulate data in a structured format, making it easier to manage and analyze large amounts of information. Database can range in size from small, personal database to large, enterprise-level database that store vast amount of information. They can contain a wide range of data types including text, numbers, images, and videos. The data in a database is typically organized into tables, with each table containing a row and a column that represent specific entities and attributes. For example, a customer database might include table for a customer, order, and products, with each table containing data related to its respective entity. Let's consider an example of database for a company that sells products online. The database would typically consist of multiple tables, each containing information about a specific aspect of the company's operations, such as customers, orders, products, and inventory. Here is an example of what one of these tables might look like. So we have customer ID and customer name. So customer ID is the unique field for all the rows. And then we have email for each of these customer and their phone number. So all this information is related to a customer, including their unique ID, name, email, address, and phone numbers. The information can be used to track customer orders, send promotional emails, and also to provide customer support. Using a database provides several advantages over storing data in unstructured format, such as spreadsheet. Database can enforce rules and constraints to ensure data accuracy and consistency. So now let's understand what is Database Management System, also known as DBMS. DBMS is a software that is used to manage and organize data in a database. It provides a set of tools and interfaces to create, maintain, and query a database and ensure that the data is stored securely and efficiently. A DBMS typically provides a set of features and functions that allow users to create and define a database schema. This includes defining the structure of table, field, relationships between tables. It also helps with insert, update, and deleting data. This allows users to manipulate the data stored in the database. And also it helps with querying and retrieving data, which enables users to search for and retrieve specific data based on a certain criteria. It also helps to manage transactions, which ensures that data is stored and retrieved in a consistent and reliable manner, even in the case of system failures or errors. It also ensures the data is secure and also follows the integrity, which includes mechanism of controlling access to the database and ensure that the data is accurate and consistent. Last but not the least, it's provide backup and recovery mechanism, which allow users to back up and restore the database in case of data loss or corruption. So overall, database management system plays a critical role in managing and organizing data in a database, ensuring that it is secure, efficient, and accessible to all users. With the help of DBMS, users can easily create, store, retrieve, analyze large amount of data, making it an essential tool for many businesses and organizations. So now let's understand what is an SQL. So SQL is called Structured Query Language, also known as SQL. It's a programming language used to manage and manipulate data in a relational database management system. It provides a standard set of commands for creating, modifying, and querying databases, making it easier for users to interact with and retrieve data from databases. Here is an example of how SQL can be used to query a database. Let's say we have a table named customer that contains information about our customer, including their name, email, and phone number. We want to retrieve the name and email of all customers who have made a purchase in the last month. We can do this by following SQL statement where we will say select name, email from our customer table where purchase date is greater than 2022-02-01. So this statement selects the name and email of all the customers in the customer table and filters the results to only show customers that have made a purchase on or after 1st February 2022. So SQL provides a wide range of commands and functions for managing and manipulating data in database, including creating and modifying tables, inserting and updating data, and performing complex queries and joins. It is widely used in industries such as finance, healthcare, e-commerce, where large amounts of data need to be managed and analyzed on a regular basis. So SQL is very powerful and is widely used tool for managing and manipulating data in relational databases. Whether you are a data scientist, business analyst, or just someone who wants to learn more about data and databases, SQL is a skill worth learning. So now let's understand how SQL works. SQL, or Structured Query Language, works by allowing user to interact with relational database management system to create, modify, and query database. The basic process of how SQL works can be broken down into following few steps. First, the user submits a SQL query to the DBMS or database management system. This query may be used to create a new database, modify an existing database, or to retrieve data from existing database. The DBMS receives the query and passes it to determine its syntax and semantics. If the query is valid, then the database management system will then optimize the query to retrieve the data as effectively as possible. The database management system then executes the query against the database and retrieves the requested data. This may involve reading data from one or more tables, filtering the data based on a specific criteria, and joining multiple tables together. Finally, the DBMS returns the requested data to the user. This may be in the form of table, report, or other data structure depending on the nature of the query. So SQL works by allowing user to interact with the relational database using standardized language. This language provides a set of commands and syntax for creating, modifying, and querying databases. By using SQL, user can work with databases in a more effective and efficient way, enabling them to make better use of data stored in a database. So that was the introduction about SQL. I hope you guys enjoyed this session. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop me a message in the comment section below. Thank you.